I adore alternative Christmas movies. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night, A Nightmare Before Christmas, Gremlins, you name it, I love it. But I have to say, I've always had a soft spot for the things I grew up with as a kid, such as the Rankin and Bass classics like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and more. But what really piques my interest are the more obscure and very weird Christmas offerings. This brings me to something that I recently discovered called A Very Retail Christmas. A Very Retail Christmas premiered on NBC on Christmas Eve of 1990. We open on a gathering of Santa's elves. You see, they're in crisis mode. It seems that traditional toys are not in fashion anymore with the kids. The head elf brings in Father Trindle, who oversees the meeting. Right away, the other elves are pretty sus of Trindle, due in part with the elves never having seen him in the workshop before. But Trindle explains that he works in the field outside of the North Pole office. He explains that the demand for their toys have gone way down and is expected to sink even further by the end of the decade. Trindle introduces the elves to the current new hot toy, Baby Upchuck.
Oh my God!
Not only does Father Trindle bring this to their attention, but he has a job offer. He tells the elves to come to work for Crandall Toys, the maker of Baby Upchuck. However, we quickly learn that the elves know of Crandall. Plan to find a way to make the toys better and more modern for kids. Max Crandall, played by a very over-the-top Ed O'Neill, is a wicked toy maker who revels in making products that are sick, dangerous, or a combo of both. His latest plot involves a robot that can fire lasers and, well, kill people. No shocker that we learn Trindle is a mole, or, well,
a troll in elves' clothing.
It was Trandall's job to sow the seed of discontent with Santa, luring them away, thereby leaving him ruined. It would also give Crandall free labor to exploit. This leads to Santa being informed of what's going on, but also leads to this amazing reveal. Two of the workers are elf-napped, and Santa comes to save the day. The film wraps with Crandall being visited by the ghost of Christmas past, played by Christopher Hewitt. Hewitt was best remembered as Mr. Belvedere in the Mr. Belvedere TV series. So, wow, this Christmas special feels like a fever dream. While the puppets are well crafted and the puppeteer work is fantastic, they have this creepy, uncanny valley look. Couple this with only a few live-action actors, one of which is Ed O'Neill, and it just feels so strange. It's also strange how most of the jokes are aimed mainly at adults, and for a Christmas special, it has an incredible cynicism about the holidays. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yet the balance between cynicism and the heartwarming is off. This is something that A Christmas Story does so extremely well. The jokes are also a little risque at times, which I found endearing but very jarring. For example, it's mentioned not once but twice that there are rumors going around that Dancer and Prancer are lovers.
Oh, Tish, it's another one of those rumors. You know, like the one about Dancer and Prancer.
Well, there's this rumor going around.
Oh no. Prancer and Dancer are just good friends.
What the fuck? The story itself feels underbaked. The thrust of the plot strongly implies that the elves are overworked and underpaid.
No, this is real. I could be out of work. We'll lose this condo after 300 years. And we only had 10 payments left.
In fact, even Crandall says,
I want the cheap labor force that never asks you for a raise. I want everything you have.
I thought, oh, maybe Santa is going to give them all a raise at the end, but no. In fact, by the end, the elves apologize for seeking a better job and beg for said jobs back. Wildly, this feels like a very anti-union Christmas special. Not to mention, the whole kidnapping the head elves seems pointless, since it seems like they were going to sign with Randall willingly. It's things like this that feel very underthought. The Deus Ex Machina of the Ghost of Christmas Past feels like a cheap way to end things, and even the characters lampshade this, mentioning the out-of-nowhereness of it all. The satire seems to be very surface level, and for as mean and cynical as a special is, it tries to wrap things up with a cheesy, heartwarming bow. This feels like a cheat to the audience because it wants to have its edginess, but also its endearing qualities, the latter of which wasn't earned. Seeing Ed O'Neill in this is completely bonkers. Neil is delightfully over the top, and he is really just having a blast here.
Oh! I just ripped my thumb on a metal burr.
I'm sorry, sir. It's a rough model.
Sorry for what? I love it. Keep the burr. Matter of fact, tell him to put some on this side.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Yeah, tell him to make these metal edges even sharper. I want to be able to shave with this thing.
The legendary Chuck McCann is perfectly cast as Santa, and I have to say it was such a joy to watch him in this role. The voice acting is great, though hearing Alf from several of the main characters is very distracting.
But we really shouldn't rule out working for Crandall Toys. They have an excellent employee medical plan.
A very retail Christmas may be underdeveloped, but damned if it wasn't a bizarre ride. The tonal shifts, the cynicism, and Ed O'Neill as a deranged toy maker is all chef's kiss.
Oh, God, it's so good. So good. So good and tasty.
I am Destructo Pal. I was created by Max Crandall, genius, gentleman, denture wearer.
What is it?
The scariest thing in the world. It's a tax auditor.
If people see Santa coming down the chimney with these toys, they'll light a fire.
What do you mean by that?
Currently, this has no official US release. However, you can see a VHS record on Daily Motion. I will link that in the description. Hey, so I really hope you enjoyed my video. It's my very first video essay. I wrote it, recorded it, and edited it all myself. So please bear that in mind. I know I'm still kind of working out the bugs, but as frustrating as the learning curve on the editing goes, I still had a lot of fun. And yeah, just I urge you to check out A Very Retail Christmas. It is absolutely bonkers. And I have to say, discovering these weird pop culture items is a lot of fun. And if this does well, I would love to do more of these. I'd actually kind of love to do maybe a new series looking at some of these really obscure movies and TV shows. So chime in below, like let me know what you think of this special. Do you have memories of seeing this? I would love to know if this like kind of sparks like a memory or something. Me personally, I do not remember seeing or hearing about this, which is funny because growing up, like Christmas was such a big thing in our household. So I felt like I knew all the Christmas specials, but apparently not. And so again, I'd love to know if this is like this is not the first time you've seen it. And yeah, just like what your thoughts are. So if you like this, please consider giving this video a like. And again, your comments would be greatly appreciated. All that stuff really helps sort of get the video out there for more people to see. I worked really hard on this, so I hope that y'all enjoy it. And regardless of what you celebrate, I hope this time of year is really awesome for you. I know it can be a really joyous time, but I also know it can be a really tough time. So, yeah, I hope that regardless of your situation, this video sort of made you smile. So, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Again, regardless of what you celebrate, just, have a great time. And I will hopefully see you in future video.
Come on, boys. We're going home.
Up the chimney, Santa?
No. I'll show you a shortcut.